Namaste, angels. This is the weekly love reading for the period of Sunday, September 16th through Saturday, September 22nd. I do want to go ahead and wish the last of the Virgos and the Virgo Libra Cuspians a happy birthday, because I have Eat Cake sitting here staring me in my face. In the general reading, I said, I'll wait till next week to wish everybody a happy birthday, but I'm being moved to do it now with this. Let's get started with the cards. I don't think I've ever read this one, and I'm very tempted to read this one instead of whatever the top card may be. I didn't look. I'm waiting for you guys, so we'll look at it together. But I think I want to read this card, number 36, Cosmic Butterfly. There has been a lot of energy of death and rebirth. Last week, there were like 4 different transits going on with Scorpio. There was something... Jupiter sextile Pluto, the same day that the moon was in Scorpio, Venus was in Scorpio, Jupiter was in Scorpio. That's what, 3, 4? There were a few. It was just like, whoa. Energy was kind of crazy that day. But there's been a lot of, like, you know, transitions and us moving into a new space. So I think I want to read this bottom one. Cosmic Butterfly. Yep, it's about metamorphosis. You are being reborn from the pulsating womb of the Divine Mother, on fire with her creative power. You're being transformed whilst living, to surrender certainty in favor of openness, to accept the smallness of your everyday life whilst admitting to the magnificence of your being, to open up to the divine light that pours through you into a myriad of forms, endlessly creating, destroying, creating again. This is your sacred task. Life is thriving within you. This may not feel stable as yet, but will certainly feel exciting as you enter into yet another cycle of rebirth. Let this life seem as though you're living many lifetimes in one. It's possible for you to encounter the totality of human experience in this lifetime, should you be open to it. This is treading the enlightened path, embracing all of life. You've chosen this for yourself and been blessed with it as a possibility this lifetime. Why not let yourself be broken down and reborn through the workings of nature? Another life within this one beckons you on now. The message for you from this oracle is that if your life feels like it's falling apart, then take heart, for it's falling apart to come back together in a new way. I just had this conversation with somebody last week. One of my viewers' clients, she posted a video on Facebook giving her testimony of exactly this. You're going through a rebirth, just like a butterfly in a chrysalis. A cocoon. The agony and the delight, the sense of dying and being truly alive can all be held in the serene space of your heart. Surrender into what you're becoming now, and know that what you're leaving behind is but a shell that once will have held your fast emerging new self. The breeze of the butterfly's wings caresses the stillness of my thoughts and awakens feelings that course through my veins. Like the whale's song, the ocean's depths, there wells in me a knowing and a wonder for what is yet to be. That was beautiful. And the top card is, it's one with which we're familiar, and it's one that I think we'll all like. It is the Lovers, card number 57 in this deck. And the Lovers is about, yes, partnership, absolutely. But it's also about love of self and really loving all that is. Loving being alive, loving, you know, every daily encounters, experiences, lessons, the environment, Mother Nature, you know, it's just finding love in everything and everyone, every day. So that's our task this week too. Going to the dice, I'm beginning with buy shoes, which I think it's very important to watch the general this week. And if you do, you'll likely get an understanding as to what buy shoes means for you. Dirty movie. I promised I shook these up and dropped them, but this is familiar from the general reading. Buy shoes and dirty movie. Dirty movie, I think, is connected to contact on like FaceTime and Skype and Snapchat, and, you know, different things that are pretty common these days, connecting electronically, and to the energy of Uranus and Aquarius, where Mars, ruler of Aries and Scorpio, the masculine planet of love, the planet of action, is located. And email, yes, was always also staring me in the face, but I turned it around so that I could read email. So this is more electronic communication, again, probably connected to Uranus, Aquarius, where Mars is located. Freedom. Communication. Speaking of communication, Mercury enters Libra this week too, as does the Sun, of course. That's why I said happy birthday to everybody. Yep, speaking of happy birthday, eat cake. Yes. It's a celebration this week. No. And stay in bed. Speaking of Aquarius and freedom, I'm beginning with free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. And opening to playfulness, to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So yeah, I was saying I think it's really important to watch the general this week, not just to find out what the dice mean, but there was a lot there in the cards. I mean, at least the reading portion. I'd like you to listen to the whole thing, because I talk about the things that I talk about in the beginning for a reason, but I definitely think that everybody should take a look at the spreads that I did in the general reading, especially if they're watching this one, to get the full picture. So playfulness, to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. This is like behaving like a mutable sign. You know, we're forever young. You know, it's like we never grow up. Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo, Pisces. Opening to pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. That could still be connected to Sagittarius, Mars, again, ruler of Aries, the fire signs, Jupiter, playfulness. And very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Playfulness. I'll go one more. You deserve love. Speaking of Sagittarius, you are lovable with this archer here, this female archer, very Cupid-like and Sagittarian-like. Playfulness. I'll go ahead and cut. Attraction, all about the law of attraction, and with the fact that the energy that we put out is what helps us to manifest what we take back in, good or bad. To attract, or you attract rather, romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Overall energy is let go of control issues and allow this situation to unfold naturally, and I think this is connected to that need for freedom and the planet of action being located in the zodiac, of the freedom-seeking zodiac. Divine feminine. The masculine about the feminine. Himself. And the union. Overall, what the masculine would have the feminine do this week toward the union, what he himself is willing to, what the universe would have the two do, it will help you. You have to first affirm, you know, commit to doing this thing, and the universe is 100% got your back, won't let you down, and the outcome. Divine feminine, children. Your love life is being affected by children. For some of us, this is connected to that energy of death and rebirth. Like we're starting over again. It's a fertile energy, new things. That's what the children represent. In other cases, and if you again review the general, some issues did come up that look like they may have been surrounding things like family court, custody, or child support, inheritance for the children, like somebody having left something behind. So there are different ways that actual children may be impactful upon your union. And they don't have to be little children, by the way, either. These can be adult children, grown children that are impacting you. Also your siblings, affecting even your love life. And this is with what the feminine, or on what the feminine is focused, and with what she's dealing this week on a personal level. The masculine as it relates to the feminine, past life relationship. You've known each other before. Him feeling, we tend to wake up and go back to sleep and wake up, especially the masculine. Even when I saw Isis the very first time, and she was explaining to me who she was, who I was, she told me how her vibration ranged, and she gave me the exact details. And I've talked about this in other videos. I don't feel like revealing the numbers now for whatever reason. I guess she doesn't want me to. That's high priestess stuff. Keeping things. But she told me I range from this to this. And it's related to, we do the same thing. So for us, it's more related to like falling back asleep, basically. And this week, the masculine being in this place where there's sort of a reawakening that can be also connected to the death and rebirth. Like the old him that was sleepwalking or dead asleep, staying in bed, is gone. And there's one that remembers now that there's some sort of connection between the two. Also possibly involving children. One could have been a parent of the other. One could have been a child. They could have been siblings. They could have had some sort of relationship together that was parental. They were both parents of a child together. Masculine by himself. It's safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Letting go of fear. I also felt a lot of fear, and that showed up in the general reading too. Overall energy is heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Again, it should be very easy to do this week because Mercury enters Libra. So we got some air-on-air action. All air signs and the planets that rule the air signs, deal with communication or about communication. But Mercury is the communication planet, and will be in that Libra, the sign of fairness and justice, equity, and equality, and diplomacy. And so it'll be an opportunity to work things out with people that maybe we haven't been able to in the past have the right conversations. Maybe we talked at each other instead of to each other, or we argued, we yelled, we screamed. Nobody really heard the other. This is different when Mercury is in Libra. What the masculine would have the feminine do toward the union this week. I didn't do the masculine's feelings overall. Chemistry. This is sexual. Some of you may get that email or text or electronic comment. Might be connected to dirty movie. You might be doing something online. No judgment from me. This is coming through as very sexual. So some of you being contacted for that. Maybe producing some children this week. The masculine's feelings on the union as a whole this week. Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership, which is beautiful. And to that end, maybe that's why I was made to wait till now to turn this one over. To that end, what work is it that he's willing to do this week on his own? New love, a new beginning, a new start, a new person that stirred your romantic feelings. So fresh energy here. Again, death to the old stale energy that was stifling, that was stagnant. And this is a new energy, a new opportunity to work on the partnership. What the universe would have the two do that it wants to help you with. This is flirt. This is being lighthearted, dropping the heavy baggage, and being this sort of like youthful, lighthearted, happy-go-lucky kind of person that's open to communication and, you know, coming together and dropping, like, again, all the heavy baggage. Not starting out with, you know, why haven't you called me? You know, and all that kind of heavy stuff, you know, coming from a better place. And the outcome. Boom. Soulmate. Okay, things being worked out this week in a really, really beautiful way. New starts for many people. From the perspective of the universe, beginning with karma and the hashtag creepy deck and opening to courting man. Karma and friendship. Karma, destiny. And what I'm hearing so far is, you know, even where is a relationship where it feels like we're just friends or just going to be friends, if it's our destiny, you know, to be more, then it's a karmic experience. It's going to happen. The lesson is going to come through whatever we're meant to learn. And, you know, ultimately it's going to end the way it's destined to end. Opening to freedom, which again represents this really strong Aquarian energy and the action in that area with Mars, the planet of action, being there. Karma. And opening to blonde female, which is really a redhead and the representation of the divine feminine for me in this deck. Blonde female. Beauty Queen, which represents the planet Venus for me, ruler of the sign of Libra, where Mercury will be. She is the planet of popularity, of beauty, of confidence and love and money and all things that would make us feel this way. Overall energy this week is open relationship. Divine couple. Recent past. Near future. Masculine's higher self. Blocks to the union. What the feminine can do, the masculine can do. This is to help themselves. Further advice from the universe and what it will help them with, fully support them in doing, and the outcome. Divine couple, new love, boom, new starts again, fresh energy, death, rebirth, shedding the old, making way for the new. And the recent past, past love. This can be many things. It depends on, it can be connected to the new love as, you know, it's the death, right? This is what's fallen apart to give way for a new. Right, something's falling apart so it can come together, like we read in the first passage. For other people, this has been dealing with, you know, different situations from our past because of the retrograde season and other things, and perhaps another past love, either in this lifetime, and or a past lifetime. But the near future, boom, union, having moved beyond this and past this, and this is connected to the new start. Masculine's higher self. Boom, that's with whom the union is. It's the divine feminine. I just told you this represents the divine feminine for me. And that's where his head is at. Blocks to the union. Mature man. This could be an authority or somebody's, you know, like, yeah, an authority figure that's in the way. It could be somebody's father, too, that is in the way. This is, it's the aspect of Mars that comes through as not the emperor and this, you know, big, strong military figure. This is like an overbearing, perhaps like a father figure type, but still represents for me the planets, or the signs rather, of Scorpio and Aries, both ruled by the planet Mars. And this can also be either or both parties sort of forgetting to be the lighthearted and not restricted and uptight beings that we just talked about, you know, forgetting to do that. What the feminine can do here. There's obstacles in front of you that you're able to move out of your way yourself. There's things that you can work on and deal with, that you don't have to sit around sort of Five of Cups style and just, oh, woe is me, and when is the universe going to come and pick up this thing from in front of me? That there's something in your life that may be a block to your new start, maybe stifling you there, that you can easily move out of your own way, and you should this week. Could be a relationship with somebody, could be past love, but not necessarily romantic. Could even be a friend that's in the way or something, of some sort of, even a familial relationship that needs to be repaired, maybe with your father or another figure, repaired or come to an end. That's the obstacle, or an obstacle for you that you're able to move yourself. The masculine, fun times. You got to loosen up. Drop the old dude routine and, you know, pretend you're a Gemini or a Sagittarius or Virgo or Pisces. And what you can do that they both can do, the universe would have both do, that it wants to help them with. And it is working on friendships and relationships with different people. So again, not just the one with each other, but the one with each other and the foundation for the one with each other and building it into something greater. You see this wedding band here, like life union, but also past love and other relationships with other people that are in the way, causing blocks, because we first have to conquer like different these karmic lessons that, you know, before we can move on. And the outcome, boom, soulmate again. Still a good week, even if we got to deal with a few things. The Universal Love Oracle, speaking about healing relationships beginning with yourself. That's what this card is about. It looks like it's a, you know, happy couple in a loving embrace. And for some, it can extend to that too. But what it's really about in this deck is one person's inner masculine and feminine coming together in a harmonious way. It's very temperance light for me. Very like, you know, I'm healed. You know, I say it, you know, I put it out into the universe, and so it is. And like believing it and having faith there that we can be healed. And temperance in the tarot also brings in for me not only the sign of Sagittarius that temperance represents, but also the sign of Aquarius. So more of that again. Maybe this is freedom to be who we are, to be, you know, ourselves, and to take on the world the way we want to. Not have to listen to anybody's rules now, like past or present, like the father. I don't have to listen to you now because I'm grown and I can live my life how I want to. And I don't even have to listen to what you taught me in the past anymore. There were old belief systems. Those are dead also. And let's start something new in that area too. New belief systems, new ideas, fresh energy. So that's where Aquarius comes in, the water bearer. And opening to meditation. That a means for working on our own healing. Embrace And listening, also connected to the energy of Aquarius, and communication of an electronic means. Electronic means even includes telepathy, as far as I'm concerned. This is connecting with each other or connecting with the universe. Downloads, that's technology, right? Downloads from the universe. Being still, being quiet, being in a place of meditation, helping to, again, heal our own energy, heal ourselves, working on the relationship we have with ourselves. Leading to spiritual growth. Spiritual growth and ascension. This celebration card, yeah, it is cause for celebration when you get promoted by the universe, when the universe lifts you up and helps you to rise. And that's what this card reminds me of when I look at it. This dove is representative for me of the Pentecost, and that is when around Easter, 50 days out, Jesus had risen, him and other quote-unquote saints. That's what it says in the scriptures. It wasn't just Jesus who was said to be risen. And, they were all ascended back onto the earth. They were all elevated. And everybody was blessed, and that was cause for celebration. And the same thing goes when we go through spiritual growth and we are elevated and we are promoted. Spiritual growth. And then we can enter the next phase. Speaking of working on the relationship with ourselves and our inner masculine and feminine, our own, as opposed to necessarily one with a partner. Relationship is the overall energy. And this too is about first healing the relationship you have with yourself, and then moving on to that which you share with others. Kind of the masculine this week, it is emergence. So this is also about the rise, right, from the depths, from the dark. He's surrounded by all this yellow light, right, all this beautiful, the purple, red, even white light, right, considered Christ light. That means with his light there's dark. That means the dark must be down there from where he emerged. So it's like a birth or an ascension onto the earth, right, rising up from the ashes. He's surrounded by forgiveness, which reminds me, I was going to try to remember to announce it at the end of the reading since I didn't do it at the beginning. But during the general reading, in light of September 19th, 9/19, which is Yom Kippur, the feast day in the Hebrew calendar of atonement, the Day of Atonement, repentance, forgiveness. It's also about cleansing. It's the holy day of cleansing. I am taking 19% off of any and all of my energy healings if anybody wants to order those. But I'm also reminded to just mention, because I saw this, Yom Kippur. Again, that is September 19th. So there is forgiveness in the air this week, not just surrounding you, masculine. Masculine and subconscious reflection. And this might be how we get to what needs to be forgiven, who needs to be forgiven, always beginning with ourselves first. And leading up to Yom Kippur, all this week, every day, and has been since Rosh Hashanah, every day is a day of repentance. There are 10 days of repentance culminating on 9/19. So we can look to our past right? Look to our future. What energy do I want to bring with me into the future? And what's going on in my present that I need to remove, like the feminine has that block, or that I need to add in order to have it set up how I want it, right? My life, how I want it, and how I see it, how I envision it. Which will also bring in the energy of this week, 9/20, September 20th, is a transit Saturn quintile Neptune. And I talk about that at length in the general reading too. But one of the things that it's going to be involving is realizing what dreams of ours were just bullshit and it was just fantasy, and we never plan on really doing those things, and which ones we want and what we're going to pursue. And then I'm not sure which of these comes first, or do you rise first and then forgive, or do you rise because you forgave already? I think you can go with that one either way. In either order that you choose. Feminine, we are crowned by expectancy. So this is probably what we're blocking ourselves with. With the thing that showed up in the last spread, that we can move out of our own way. We can move ourselves out of our own way. We are an obstacle, and we can get out of our own way. When we block our blessings, our own blessings, when we do this. And this is like being overly specific with the universe about what we want or what we need, rather than saying, universe, God, Lord, and whatever it is you believe, I need a financial blessing. I need you to, look down on me and my family and protect us and keep us safe. And, you know what I want. You know what I need. I ask that you send it. Show me if there's something I need to do to work toward it. I know prayer without works is dead. I don't want to be dead. I'm on the rise. Show me what I need to do, in your name of all things holy. Amen. And that's all we need to do to pray. I mean, you don't have to use those words. You do it your way. But what I'm saying is we don't have to over specify. Is if you're this grander and this larger energy than that, to which you're speaking, then you don't need, what do you need to speak it to that for? Why don't you just create? Why don't you just instantly, manifest what it is, whatever you need to do without any assistance? It's spoken out there because there's a larger energy than me, a higher vibration than that of my own, that I'm able to access and reach out to, that can help me to manifest different things. So it's smarter than me. It's far more grand than me. It knows what I need. If I say I need a financial blessing, I need a large financial blessing, I need overflow, I need my bank accounts to be overflow, it knows what that means. I don't need to say I need $2 on Tuesday, because then that's all I'm able to get. Allow the universe to bless you in the immense way that it wants to. So rather than, I need a boyfriend right now, or I'm done with you, I'm giving up on life, and I'm going to, fold my arms and not participate. That doesn't work. That doesn't help anybody but you. Or that doesn't help anybody, including you. All it does is block your blessings. And that's what this card is all about. That's the obstacle in front of us. And we are surrounded by this energy of soulmate in the same position for the third time, basically. Boom. So yeah, let it flow to you. Remove this so that this energy is able to flow to you. And here's the healing. This will help us to let go of this transience. You see this woman? She's in full surrender. She's in full surrender, head to toe healing. Her eyes are closed. Her head is turned. She's fully nude. You can't get much more vulnerable than that. And she's allowing, rather than making demands upon the universe and placing restrictions upon it. Crowning. Trilogy of light. Party of 3. creativity, abundance, patience. Also Trinity, right? Us connecting with the divine. Working sort of subconsciously toward moving closer to it, nearer and dearer to it, but not in an intentional sense that seems like we have an agenda. Very naturally, very harmoniously in healing ourselves, moving closer. At the root, golden memories. These are other things similar to these that we need to drop. And they could be connected to a fire sign, but they don't have to be. These are resentments, regrets, the inability to forgive, or unwillingness. All kinds of negative emotions and cords of attachment that we just need to leave behind. And masculine, you need to think again, you particularly, because you have this reflection card sitting right here next to the golden memories. What do I want to leave in the past? What have I left in the past that I really should have brought with me? I need to go back and get it. You know, like that, the song just came into my head just now. Rick Ross, Aston Martin. Yeah, Rick Ross. And that Drake hook, I would have come back for you. I just needed time. I needed time to do what I had to do. And so it's looking back like that. There's something I left behind that I want to take with me to my future. There are things in my present that I'm happy to have here that I don't need here. You decide, you make the adjustments. And then what needs to stay behind? That's the heavy baggage that you got to drop. This is the old man that's in the way, right? That's the heaviness. And you got to slip into, again, that more youthful, mutable type of energy. And at the heart of the matter, embrace. Now it can really represent two people coming together and one person being healed on the inside. That's how the two people come together. Further advice to the masculine from the romance angels: express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. And again, this week in particular, or the period that Mars is in Libra, it begins this week, but it's not only this week, will be easier than any other time, according to those that know, you know, like true astrologers, to communicate things that need to be communicated. It's just Mercury's in a really healthy place to talk. In this place of justice and equality and equity and fairness and love when he's with Libra. So even things that you've had trouble saying in the past, or people you've had trouble dealing with and working on your relationship in the past, drama that you've had with people, friendships that have gone away that you wanted to bring back into your life, or relationships you wanted to bring back into your life, but you didn't know how you were going to approach these conversations, or anytime you tried, you guys could just never, you know, get the words out. Again, this is like prime time. So I think you should, if you have not already, if you came straight to this reading and you have not seen the general reading, please do watch the general, and do listen to the part at the beginning where I talk about the Mercury in Libra, and perhaps also the Saturn quintile Neptune. Feminine from the romance angels: pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. I think that for us in this day has to do with the golden memories and the negative cords of attachment, the negative emotions onto which we're holding that are stifling us, that are holding us back. This is an obstacle. This is an obstacle. Drop it like a hot rock. From the hashtag creepy deck: divine masculine, this is your energy. The dark male for me represents in this deck, for me, the divine masculine. So this is your energy. This is calling on you to be, you know, king of fire, your true self, the leader, the confident man or woman that you are, stepping out on faith, not only in the universe, but in yourself. And taking life, you know, by the balls, the bull by the horns, as they say. Feminine for us, family. It's another party of three. And this is sort of, it's like a combination for me of Empress and Ten of Cups. You know, it's just being surrounded by loved ones and feeling happy. This can be connected to this trilogy of light as well. It's very Trinity-like. Mother, father, child. And from the Universal Love Oracle to the masculine is birth. So this is, we've started with the energy of death and rebirth. We saw it all through the reading. We're ending on this note too, at least with you guys. This is your rise this week. Another Pentecostal dove and another 3 rays like these, signifying your rise, your emergence, masculine. You're to be celebrated this week. You should be celebrating yourself this week. Eat cake, as the dice said, and then make your move. And last but not least, feminine, for us, spiritual growth. I hope that you guys have enjoyed the love reading. Again, if you would like a personal reading from me or any of my energy work, please reach out on Queenofswordsthelightworker.com. Particularly, again, if you like the energy work this week on the 19th, I'm taking off 19%. Since it is a feast day, holiday of cleansing and healing and atonement, I want to make my contribution, you know, to anybody who's interested in that. You can find my energy work on the energy tab of my website. You can find links to my PayPal and anything else that I, you know, offer, the little shops and stuff on the links tab. Or if you, you know, just want to get in there and order, you know what you want, and you want to bypass all that kind of stuff and go into my website and looking at anything, you can hit me up on paypal.me/queenofswords99. And I guess that's it. If you have not yet subscribed, please do or consider it. Like, share with somebody else like-minded so we can all find each other. I don't need to be shared with, you know, any and everybody. But I you know, I trust anybody who resonates with me to share the content with anybody who they feel connected to, resonates with them. And I appreciate it. Thank you also to my subscribers and to my sponsors on Patreon. Namaste, angels.